Hey guys, how goes it? Welcome back to my channel. Now today we'll be going over the Kenner 1993 metal die-cast Jurassic Park figurines. Most of these guys I picked up from the flea market, and I got one in a thrift store, and I think the rest were on eBay to complete the whole thing. But total, I think I spent maybe 10 bucks, I want to say total, collecting all these. Now, yeah, most are dinged up, most are chipped, but you know, who's to go without saying, you know, things will happen, but it's alright. I kind of like the vintage chipped look here and there. Don't mind my grunts, that's my old man sounds, me trying to get up. Anyways. So, let's begin with one of my favorites, actually my absolute favorite dinosaur, I should say, of all times, is the T-Rex. So let's take a look at that guy a little bit closer up. Alright, here's the awesome Kenner Red T-Rex, the only Kenner Red T-Rex I own. I would love to get like the bigger size one eventually, but this guy found in a bag full of random little figures and like I want to say insects and bugs and maybe a couple of dinosaurs in a bag at a thrift store for like 50 cents. And if you can't tell, again, it's based off the novel version, which I really like the shape of this, which is actually very funny because it's actually very reminiscent to the game board piece that I have from the Lost World. Actually, they probably used the die cut, or the die cast one to replicate it, because they are fairly, maybe, I think it's, no, they're about the same size. The tail looks a little different, but the stances are kind of similar, if you can't tell. And also where the foot is, it's floating on nothing. This is on a rock, which kind of makes more better sense, but much more better sense, I should say. Sorry, English boy. But yeah, there it is. Got a little Jurassic Park logo right there. And I just absolutely love this. And again, like I said, it's based off the novel version, which I think is really, really neat. So let's move on to the Ceratosaurus. Ah, yes, the Ceratosaurus. The only time we ever saw the Ceratosaurus beside this in card form was in Jurassic Park 3. I really like the green, like tiger stripe body, and then like the red head, which is really sweet. And he looks really contorted, his head looking way back. He just does not look comfortable at all. So again, there's the Jurassic Park logo. He's got on a gray platform this time, and these little slots right here, I believe, holds the cards when you get them. My buddy Andrew actually has these all on card. So if he ever does, one day I'll have him ask him to bring them over, and I can share that with you guys as well too. But there's the Ceratosaurus, and I'm not going to keep stopping. I'm just going to keep going to each different dinosaur. So moving on to the Velociraptor. This is really neat. The base one on here, he's on a skeleton that looks like a Dimetrodon, which is very interesting because there's Dimetrodon in the collection. But here's Velociraptor, very tiger stripe-esque, you know, more based off the novel and like the figure that kind of released as well. Again, there's the Jurassic Park logo. See how chipped up most of it is. It's Velociraptor at the bottom. This is made in Mexico. Yep, 1993. And Blink Collection. And moving on from there, we have the Dilophosaurus, which again, you might have seen most of these in other videos of other collection videos, but here's the Dilophosaurus again with the little babies, which is interesting. Again, it matches the Kenner toy line, which is pretty nice. This one has a slightly different brown color base, more of like a chocolate kind of brown, and the Jurassic Park logo right there. Then, of course, the one you saw recently, I believe, is the Dimetrodon. Here it is in all its glory again, little chips here and there, but I do not mind that at all. I really like these guys. And for, you know, being metal die-cast, I know a little bit, they don't even weigh that much. There's definitely a difference between this and plastic, obviously. Here's the lovely blue Pteranodon, which I had the figure of this one. This is actually really cool too. It looks like, I wish I would painted the base differently, because I believe it's in water, because it's carrying a fish. But maybe they don't want to have blue on blue, so I guess that would make sense. And then speaking of water, let's go with the Plesiosaur, which is interesting to see because I believe this is the only Plesiosaur that Jurassic Park ever had. I think there was supposed to be one in the cartoon that was supposed to come out in the 90s but never happened. I believe Clayton over on his channel has a whole video on that. If not, if I'm mistaken, I'm sure you can research it yourself as well online. But this is the only time we have a Plesiosaur in the Jurassic Park line until we got the one from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Twilight. Excuse me, whew, my bad. Which is pretty cool. And this one does look similar to the one, I think the Battle of Damage one. Albeit again, it's got some seaweed right there. It's got some ocean floor. Nice little pose, which is really nice. And my absolute second favorite dinosaur right here, Parasaurolophus. Nice little bright yellow and reds and whatnot, looking all high and mighty on its perch on its rock, looking for food or for looking out for danger. And there's a JP logo right there as well. And the Iguanodon, which again, the only time we have an Iguanodon species in the toy line, which is the first ever. But now I believe with the new Dominion, I've seen some leaks here and there. I could be wrong, so sorry if I'm spoiling anything for you guys, but I believe we will be getting a Iguanodon figure in the future. It'd be really nice to have another one. Because there's this, and then there's the... I always say the name wrong. I can't remember the other one. Dilophosaurus, I believe, the blue one that looks like an Iguanodon. I think I'm saying the name wrong, but I do apologize. Alright, we have the Stegosaurus. Yeah, I really not much to say about this. Looks like he's saying hi. He's like, hey, how's it going? Again, this one has more brown base as well, tannish base. More sandy with the Jurassic Park logo right there. The lovely and very colorful Gallimimus, which again now we have a couple of figures based off this with this color scheme. Although this is more green than it would be tan, and that's all right. Brachiosaur again doing a neck-breaking move, but very high and mighty, very awesome looking. It looks like it's also in the water, which is interesting. Maybe it could be the scene from the swamp. But what's really weird about this one is that most of them, when they're facing the front, the JP logo's on the front and their heads, that way. But this one's kind of backwards a little bit, and the logo's right there. I mean, maybe it makes sense with the card on it, but I don't have the cards for these, so. But I should probably display him like this so he doesn't look so out of place. All the logos up front and his only one backwards. A very green Triceratops, which I kind of like this pattern a lot. Maybe if I have an extra Triceratops figure, maybe I'll paint it like this. Give it a go. And I like how it's got like a broken down tree branch or a tree trunk next to it. And there's the logo right there. And finally, the awesome Ankylosaurus, which again we saw in Jurassic Park 3, and then later on Camp Cretaceous made it very famous with their little bumpy figure, and also in Jurassic World 2015 being attacked by the Indominus Rex, which this looks almost like the color scheme a little bit. Maybe, could be wrong, but it almost looks like the color scheme in the movie. Actually, I think they're more gray. It's been a while since I've seen the 2015 Jurassic World, but it's due for Overwatch probably, but really like this. And it has like this nice like desert red kind of base as well, kind of rocky form, so I think that's really neat. But like I said, guys, this is my entire collection of my Kenner Jurassic Park metal diecast figurines. Accumulated them over thrift stores, flea markets, and the eBay. I can't remember which is which. I know I got the T-Rex from the flea market, or sorry, from the thrift store. English, again, I can't speak English. From the thrift store, and I think a handful of these, I believe this, and I think just these 4 were from the flea market. And I think the rest came from eBay as well. I don't know if I got them all in one go or separately, but I know it. Total of it maybe cost me maybe like $10 total to collect all of these and probably display them. So there's a look at my metal diecast Jurassic Park figurines. Hope you guys take care and be excellent to each other.